And so now the school was like, you need to contact HR. Remind me what email, what number, because I don't work with y'all no more, so I don't have that information. Like, shouldn't you, like, someone that's really trying to help you should provide the referral, like, referral info. If you're not the person I need to be talking to, refer me to redirect me to who the fuck I need to talk to. Write it in the email. Be as helpful as you can. Don't be no petty bitch. That's what she was doing. She was being a petty bitch. Um, there was microeconomics. I took macroeconomics in person. Microeconomics online was a little difficult to understand, but I had the instructor before for another math class. And even then, I was stressed because I'm like, am I gonna pass? All these grades he was giving me was below. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the final grade, he passed me. I got like a B or some shit. A C, a B or a C. And I'm thinking I'm gonna get like a D or some shit. Never expecting I was gonna get an A though, because I wasn't that. My grades wasn't that perfect. I'm usually an A, B, C student, so D's is like, ugh, it's disturbing. Um, and I was just sad, like. So when he gave me a B, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was never expecting a B from his class. And when I went back, I'm like, no, he gave me a B before. Okay, cool. So I was a little stressed when I didn't need to be stressed. Because had I known he was going to pass me, I would have been all right. But I didn't know he was going to pass me, and that was a surprise. So he explained why. He was like, you took the bonus quiz and all this extra shit. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. That makes sense. But this bitch didn't make sense. Because the previous semester, she talking about I didn't submit all these assignments and all this extra shit. Then I realized, no, she's right. So I did deserve an F. If I didn't submit a final or whatever the case was. She talking about, oh, you submitted your final 5 days after the last date on the syllabus and all this bullshit. That's what she said to me. I'm like, okay, whatever, that makes sense. But this semester, I submitted everything on time, and by the final week, the bitch didn't enter a slot where you had to put your final. It was and early in the week, she was like, she split the final in two. She was like, you could submit a final paper and a final PowerPoint. So each part of the final was like 50%, right? So if it's 100% split in two, it's 50% each assignment. I submitted my final report. That was like the second week prior to that was like the second week prior to the last week. I submitted my final paper. She didn't like my final paper. She asked me to change some shit around and change it. Because when I submitted it last semester, she didn't ask me to change shit. So I don't understand why you asking me to change it now. Because in the beginning of the semester, I already told her, listen, is there a way that you can compare my grades to last semester and kind of like update it, or I forgot exactly the words that I said to her, but basically I was like, most of the shit I already did already. So if I did it already, can you let me know what grade I had then? But no, because she gave me an F, she didn't want to do that, when really she could have just went into her grade book and gave me the grade I had last semester so I could feel better for myself as a student. She didn't want to give me that. She didn't want to give me that kind of life. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So basically she was like, I had to do everything again. If I already had the assignment saved, I submitted it. And she gave me 100, she gave me 95s, she gave me 85s, and my grades was fine. Up until like midweek, she started sending me comments on my assignments that was petty. Like a -1 feedback. What the fuck is a -1 feedback? She's like, oh, this is not your final grade. This is just a feedback. But then you failed me as a final grade. What the fuck is wrong with you? My grades was fine. Even after midweek, my grades was fine. Mid-assessment, my grades was okay. She just didn't like my final paper. And I find that weird because then when uh the ending of December for Christmas week and shit like that, that's when we were supposed to submit our final PowerPoint. The bitch didn't have a slot open. And it's funny how in her email she didn't mention anything about me not submitting on time or me not submitting before the syllabus deadline, which was weird to me. And I can't believe the school would let her just pass by like that, like just fuck with a grade like that. So I honestly don't want nothing to do with that school. Um, I'm glad they sent me my W-2s, which is all I needed. I was able to print out my 1098. Other than that, like depending on how shit goes here with my degree, I can if I decide to stay in New York a little while and I have some free time, maybe I could sign up, like enroll again and finish the classes that I needed to take that extra semester. It's just 4 classes and I could breeze through 4 classes. But other than that, I don't want nothing to do with that school. Um that's why it is very important for me to finish in this new school the degree that I was working on. The only thing is the classes, they're a little different. They're not the same. And then it's like I won't be graduating this year. I'll be graduating next year if everything falls into place. So basically, I extended my own blessing. Like I extended my own blessing. I was supposed to graduate this year. Um, but because I didn't initially take 5 classes in the beginning, I was a little delayed listening to the fucking advisor. Had I taken 5 classes per semester, I would have been good. I would have been done. Um, so it wasn't only that because I was taking 4 classes and then my summer semester I was failing 2 classes. It was really because initially I didn't go with my gut. I knew I should have taken I knew I should have taken 5 classes so I could finish on time. But I listened to her and was like, maybe that is too much. For summer semester, I did try taking 5 classes and I failed 2 of them. So I ended up just passing 3, and then I ended up retaking 2 the next semester, which had me a little delayed. So that's why there's a spring semester after. It was really supposed to just be 4 semesters. Enrolling in this new school, the semesters are a bit weird. Like they only have you enroll in 2 classes half the semester. Then when that semester's half the semester's done, you can take the other 2 classes if you wanted to take 4 or the other 3 or whatever the case is. I listened to my advisor, my success coach or whatever. Whoever enrolled me, I listened to that person. And 2 classes is good because 2 classes, the work is ridiculous. Like for one, I'm taking statistics and algorithm. I'm taking a statistics class and a problem solving algorithm class. For the statistics class, I have to come outside of the portal and log into another website to finish the homeworks and the assignments and tests and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? Had I not really like realized that in the beginning, I would have failed. I didn't have to go through all of that in the New York school. Um, so it's extra. So that's why I gotta be up more. I can't just stay in bed all day like I want to. I still have to log in and do all this extra shit and submit and shit. But I don't like their system because for the quizzes you have to come up with 80% per quiz, or I think it's gonna omit it, like it's gonna cancel you out or some shit like that. It's gonna disregard whatever grade you got instead of letting the low grade be. Because the more quizzes and stuff you take, the more it will accumulate. But they got me looking dumb. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if I'm pass. I don't know if I'll ever take these classes. I can't risk taking these classes again. So now I gotta figure out how this is week 5. The semester is only for 8 weeks. Well, at least half the semester is for 8 weeks, and then the other half I get to choose 2 other classes and like that, which gives me the chance to finish faster than I initially planned, but at the same time it's taking longer because I still want to go for my bachelor's, which was the plan I had in New York in that other school. I was I wanted to initially start with my bachelor's, go for my bachelor's, but because I was reading everything and was like, I don't know shit about shit. Like, I haven't been in school in a long time, so I might as well start with baby steps, which was the associate degree. Um, but here in this school, they got it like set up with majors and minors and electives and shit like that, which means that you have a better chance of taking more classes and staying in school longer and stuff like that, which is kind of what I want to do. Like, I'm out of work for a little bit and I want to study. I'm a full-time student. Um, and after my associates, I was gonna enroll for my bachelor's in business administration. So it kind of works out. They got it in this school, they got it meshed. So I have a whole bunch of classes to take up until next year, and hopefully I can pass all of them. Hopefully during labor, I only have to stay in the hospital 2 days, and I can still manage to take care of the baby and still attend classes. So those are little sacrifices that I'm talking about. As far as if shit doesn't work out, I'll be very resentful. Um, yeah, 12 minutes. I like to get shit off my chest before I continue doing anything else that utilizes my mindset. Because then I tend to forget. And then I tend to lose focus and shit like that. There's still another video I have to do. I just can't remember exactly what revolves around that video. I know it has to do with school. Uh, yeah, I'll get back to you on that.